Hey guys!
We're here today to check out the latest from Lost Society, Stitches. And you know who gets Stitches?
Snitches.
That is correct. Now, this is their latest single, latest video. They have a new album coming out. So, I mean, there's no need to fluff this up.
Yeah, I'm liking the sound from Lost Society. So.
Some people do, some people don't. I always feel like you cannot please everybody, so you might as well just please yourself.
Exactly.
Turn on some Pornhub and do it. And then, once you learn enough about what makes you happy, then, you can try to make others happy. You can only try. That's all you can do is try. So, and I feel like they're having a good time with their sound, with their music, so who cares about those that don't like it? Go listen to something else. Anyhow, Lost Society, Stitches.
I'm ready.
Let's do it? All right.
I need it quick. Asymptomatic doesn't mean that I'm not stuck. Every single day I feel like I'm a ghost. And if I hear another human, I may choke. I can't keep meditating. I'm hyperventilating, and I keep on opening my wounds to watch them bleed. If I'm my own god, I guess this is heresy. It's so exhausting being this fucking invalidated. I've come undone, 'cause no one can help me, and I feel like I'm the only one. And I've become so fucking numb. So tell me why I keep ripping off my stitches. I need some medicine, and I need it quick. Don't like the dosage, just pump me with one more fix. I need it quick, 'cause I ain't meditating. I'm hyperventilating. It's so exhausting being this fucking invalidated. I've come undone, 'cause no one can help me, and I feel like I'm the only one. And I've become so fucking numb. So tell me why I keep ripping off my stitches.
It's brewing.
I'm bleeding underneath my stitches. Stitches. I've become so fucking numb, and I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I've come undone, 'cause no one can help me, and I feel like I'm the only one. And I've become so fucking numb. So tell me why I keep ripping off my stitches.
Ooh, that little flourish there at the end was aces. All right. Can I go first?
Yeah.
I just want to say something quick, but I want to get your opinion on this. The previous single that we check out on the channel, I said that in that song kind of reminded me a little bit of early on Bullet for My Valentine. And then some people in the comment section were like, I'm getting more of a Slipknot vibe. Okay, so my question to you is, after listening to this one, I'm not asking you to go back to the first single. This one, listen to this one. Where do you see?
Definitely not Slipknot. I wouldn't say, for me at least, not... I don't know what to put this. I'd say there's, like... You were right about the first single, but I'm not going to go back about that. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't really. I don't want to compare it to anything. It's them now.
I know it's them now, but it's hard not to like.
It's hard not to.
Not to like.
But all I can compare it to is stuff that I listened to back in the day. Because it sounds a lot like stuff I'd listened to back in the day.
Back in the day for this guy's what, like 2016?
2015?
6 years ago, that's back in the day. Alright, whatever.
Still, back in the day.
Alright.
Back in them good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like the stuff I used to listen to. So to me, I'm not siding with you, I'm not siding with the other people. I'm just kind of like, it reminds me of my youth, I guess you could say. So that's why I like it so much, but I can't really pinpoint it, no.
But, so, having said all of that, what do you take away from a song like this?
I enjoyed it, man. It has, like I said, it has the sound of youth to it. It has a lot of youth to it.
Youth gone wild, but just a different kind of youth.
Yeah, and different gone wild.
Okay.
But, yeah, a lot of youth to it, and I feel like it's more modern.
Yeah.
It's more modernized, but still has that feeling of stuff that I used to listen to. I feel like that's why I enjoy it a lot. Because it brings me back.
Let me say a couple of things then. I stick to my comment, my bullet for my Valentine comment that I made in the last single, in the last video. I can see where in the last song, and even in this song, if some people come at me with Slipknot, I can see a little bit of that. But it just kind of reminds me of the early era of not Bullet from My Valentine today, having said that their latest record is phenomenal. Not saying that, but a little bit of the early era of Bullet. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that, and that's not a bad thing at all, in my opinion. Now, the energy that I've always seen this band throw at the listener, because Lost Society to me, regardless of the genre, regardless of the sound, to me they've always been a high-octane, energetic band. I've seen them live. I've been lucky enough to see them live. And I say lucky enough because living in North America, it's not like you get to see Lost Society every single week. So I must say I'm lucky enough to have been able to see these guys perform live when they were on tour with Children of Bodom in Karakangren. And the energy that they had in that performance, the energy that I've always gotten from their music, regardless of where they've gone with their sound, I'm happy to say that that energy is still there. And in this video, in this song, you can feel it, you can see it, it's there. And to me, that's a huge part of who Lost Society is. I don't mind them morphing, creating new sounds, new ideas, having new ideas, putting something different out there, as long as that energy stays there. Like, I need that energy, because that to me has always been their calling card.
Yeah, that's
one of the things that always attracted me to the band outside of how they sounded was always the energy that they gave me, the energy that I felt listening to them, seeing them perform, all of that stuff. So I'm happy to say that, in my opinion, from these two first singles, that energy is still there, still intact. There's still that youth gone wild with them. Different kind of youth, different kind of wildness, but the youth is still wild and is still going strong. So I want to start off by saying that. Then, as far as this track is concerned, this, in my opinion, is a little bit more of a straightforward, energetic track than what the previous one was. It just is a song that's easier to connect with, and it's easier to stay connected with. It's more of a single.
Yeah, way more of a single. The song is also very, I guess you could say, yeah, it's playable on the radio. It's very.
It's right at the edge.
Of what?
Of being a radio track. It's right at the edge
of being a radio track.
I mean, it's. Let me rephrase that. It's at the edge of not being a radio track. To me, I feel like this song has enough, specifically in the chorus, is very bouncy, is very jovial, but there's enough heaviness in there as well. So
yeah, but I do think this is a radio track, in my opinion. It is a good it's a very good single, and I think it can get a lot of replayability, especially because it's a short song. Get a lot of replayability on the radio.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think when we say radio track, it really depends on what radio station we're talking about.
Obviously.
It also obviously depends on what country you're talking about as well. I feel that in some you can look at this song as being a good radio single song because it has a lot of great attributes, but it's also a song that, depending on where you are, it's a little bit too heavy at times to be on the radio. So you could go either way, but I think the radio stations that would look at this song and say it's too heavy for us, they're not going to play Lost Society regardless.
Yeah.
But for those that would play Lost Society, this song is kind of perfect because it has some bouncy moments, specifically in the chorus. The chorus is very melodic, very straightforward, very bouncy, for lack of a better term, and then you have some heaviness around it, and then it finishes off with that flare of heaviness right at the end. If you're looking at, for example, satellite radio in North America, where you have Octane, you have Liquid Metal, the beauty of a song like this is that it's not too heavy to play on Octane. It's not too heavy to play on Octane, but it's also not heavy enough that you can't play it on Liquid Metal. So it gives them a really wide, broad spectrum of who can listen to this song and how many people you can reach. And I think that's the beauty of the track. And that's
I feel like I do feel like the same people who listen to Octane listen to like more,
Bullet for My Valentine.
Avenged
Sevenfold.
Yeah, but Avenged Sevenfold is a perfect band to say like stuff like that. Like I think
System of a Down.
Breaking
Benjamin.
Yeah. I feel like
Saint Asonia. I mean, we can go on and on.
I feel like for me, actually, you were saying Bullet for My Valentine and Slipknot, but the reason why I said back in the day is because back in the day I would listen to Saint Asonia, Avenged Sevenfold. So that's what I'm kind of comparing it to.
Yeah.
I guess you could say if you wanted me to compare it, that's what I'm doing.
But that's what I'm saying in terms of the quality of the song. Is a song that has the ability to attract an audience that doesn't necessarily listen to heavy music, but it can also satisfy an audience that listens to heavy music.
Exactly.
I feel like this is a track
the people who don't listen to heavy music, they'll get to the heavy parts, but they'll be like, I enjoy everything, and then the heavy parts will grow on them.
Exactly.
And the people who don't listen to the other stuff, they'll be like, I'm enjoying the heavy parts, but the other stuff, it grows on them. So it's, it goes towards both sides.
And that's why I'm saying this is a stronger single. This is more of a single. Because it's a more straightforward song. It allows you to better connect with it because of this dynamic of kind of hitting two separate kinds of audiences at the same time. So from that perspective, becomes a more radio presentable song, and it has more of those attributes. I really enjoyed the track. I actually like this single more than the previous single. There's more energy in this track. I feel there's more energy. It's more bouncy when it needs to be bouncy, but still energetic and still heavy when it needs to be heavy. That flourish there at the end, it almost leaves a little bit of water in your mouth, because if that heaviness there at the end, imagine that from start to finish. Fuck, this would be a crazy ass song. So they obviously have the ability to turn the knob and go a little bit heavier. The question is, will they go a little bit heavier? I would like to see a track here and there really pushing the edge so that you could have a spectrum throughout a record, that you go from one end of where you want your sound to be to the opposite end of where you want your sound to be, and you give the listener a sense of a journey from one end to the other throughout the entire record. I would love them to go down that path and not necessarily stay in the middle every single song throughout an entire record, because then the album becomes a little bit hard to tell the forest from the trees, and it loses a little bit of its playability and its allure for you to come back to it time and time again. It becomes almost like chewing gum. Once you chew it enough and it loses its flavor, you're going to spit it out. So I would really like to see them do a record that showcases their one end of the spectrum, the opposite end of the spectrum, and then everything in between. That's what I would like to see from these guys, because they have it in them.
Yeah.
That's my non-professional take. Anything else you want to add, or are you good?
I think I'm good.
All right. What did you think? One more thing. What did you think about the video?
The video was the video, I guess.
It added to the energy
added to the energy, but I've seen videos like this before. So
yeah. So the video was
okay. The video was the video. The video didn't really
move the needle one way or another.
Exactly. I enjoyed the song as much as even if there wasn't a video.
All right. Me too. On that note, guys, thank you everybody for watching. Let us know your thoughts. Your inner thoughts on Lost Society. Now you have 2 singles to digest. The album is around the corner. What are you thinking? What your expectations are? Hit us up in the comment section, and we'll see you guys at the next video.
See ya.